of police, the ex-commissioner of police, who's now been transferred, he himself gave a press interview in which he disclosed the name. Today, no FIR has been lodged against the police commissioner, then police commissioner, who on emerging from the hospital, reveals the identity of of the lady.
Who's Devashish Som?
He is the main person with regard to the forensic. He was murdered, she was murdered. What was the racket involved? The racket involved was with regard to fake medicine. Medicine being sent out. And there was also a Bangladeshi module as per the reports of that point of
Are
time.
there any people presently who are under investigation, who are in positions of authority in the hospital, against whom there is an allegation of involvement in financial irregularities?
Or my lord, with the crime.
Or with
A film that is going to be released tomorrow on YouTube, which says that it is based on RG Kaur incident.
Some film is being released and you want to stop the release of the film, you have to take recourse to independent remedies and law.
Aspect is very alarming. There is a lot of social media posts, both which are actually using her real photograph and her name. And there are rampant social media posts which the family is running into. It is not only causing a lot of anguish, it is actually totally illegal.
it's,
We have now
it's a
passed
crime.
on
It's a crime.
It's section
Now,
70.
there's no point in us continuing to pass the same order. We've already passed one order.
May I make a
Now it's
suggestion
for the law
in that regard?
enforcement authorities to enforce that order.
The kind of pictures that are being put up.
And reels, my lords, using AI with her image.
My lords,
And
in fact,
making
there is
it a
just-
Hindi
just
film
Ms.
song.
Gandhi, let me finish.
You have to ensure that the law enforcement authorities.
Of police, the ex-commissioner of police, who's now been transferred, he himself gave a press interview in which he disclosed the name.
My lord, before we
On the
move
very
to that,
same
can
day.
I just finish, please?
Yes.
With respect to this, there is also a film that is going to be released tomorrow on YouTube, which says that it is based on RG Kaur incident. I am not at all saying that nobody should speak, nobody should express themselves. That's not the submission. However, would that interfere with the investigation, which is at a very early and sensitive stage? Secondly, how has she been portrayed?
If some film is being released and you want to stop the release of the film, you have to take recourse to independent remedies and law.
I
Clip which has to be pulled down,
Yes.
that intimation can be given by email or whatever to that particular
There is a system.
portal.
Petitions, one of which I appeared in last time, where the petitioner is seeking monitoring of an FIR to be lodged. Till today, no FIR has been lodged against the police commissioner, then police commissioner, who on emerging from the hospital,
He named
reveals
her.
the identity of of the lady. He reveals the identity. Now, those petitions are pending, but the Calcutta High Court said, we don't know whether the Supreme Court is going to take up that matter as well. Please get us a clarification whether we can deal with this matter. But it's, Lordship, strictly speaking, are dealing with the faults in the investigation, the deficiencies in the investigation, etc. This is an ancillary issue where somebody has already committed a crime. Whether it's going to be part of that, your Lordship will just decide.
Put it to Mr. Dwivedi now.
Because he was first examined, then he went into a hospital. He was released on the 12th of September.
Who's Devashish Som?
He is the main person with regard to the forensic. If there's any blotch-up being done with regard to the forensic report, squarely it goes to the North Bengal lobby and to this person
No,
called
no,
Devashish.
Devashish Som.
He's part of the forensics of RG
He
Kaur.
has been examined.
He was examined prior to 12. Then he went, of a panic attack, he went into hospital. I think that's what newspaper reports say.
He was an employee of the Calcutta police or?
No, he's a doctor from RG Kaur.
Yes.
He's a forensic doctor from RG Kaur. And who happens to be very close to the person, Molai, Banerjee or Chatterjee, I don't remember, and the main person who was the head. The report states anything about one person called Dr. Chandan Sen and whether his case file has been studied. Why it assumes great significance is that this Chandan Sen belonged to Ranaghat Municipal Hospital. He was murdered in the year 2003. Same fact. He was murdered, she was murdered. What was the racket involved? The racket involved was with regard to fake medicine. Medicine being sent out. And there was also a Bangladeshi module as per the reports of that point of time. As far as RG Kaur is concerned, there is also a Bangladeshi module whereby the bio-waste was being sent into Bangladesh. Those persons were convicted. Then in the appellate court, they were acquitted. Before this honorable court also, because the evidence collected was such that even before this honorable court, the acquittal stood. And that is the reason why all the elderly people, because this happened 21 years back, and that Dr. Chandan Sen's memory is what ignites the elderly people of Kolkata to come onto the streets.
No.
This is something on which you must apprise the court. I mean, who are the people, even on, forget whether they were involved in any conspiracy to hush up the murder, or that's a very important aspect, but keep that aside for a moment. Are there any people presently who are under investigation, who are in positions of authority in the hospital, against whom there is an allegation of involvement in financial irregularities?
Or my lord, with the crime.
Or with
Both.
the first crime.
Inside
Both
and
are-
outside the
With
hospital.
cover up and the financial irregularities.
Both are
Yes,
crimes.
Both
yes.
are connected.
Either of the crimes or both of the crimes.
So let us know, because then.
So let
if,
CBI indicate, my lord, to us, my lord, who are those people, and we'll, my lord,
That's
then take.
No,
action.
we'll give them the names and see.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
give them the names, that's no
Because-
problem.
Mr. Solicitor, ultimately, any action has to be taken by the state government as the disciplinary authority. For us to issue a direction of a general nature right now, without being in possession of full facts, would be really to take over that jurisdiction of a disciplinary authority. So I think it would be appropriate if at this level, at least there is some sharing of information.
Yes.
Yes.
I will
On
share.
what, with the state government, so that then they can, because suppose they were to take action and there is a petition challenging that action. The first question would be, what is the basis on which you have acted? Second, of course, you can suspend in anticipation of a disciplinary inquiry, but they must have some material. Have you, as a state government, have you taken any call on any disciplinary action against
My lord,
any
we
other
were told
person?
about 5 doctors, they have been, my lord, this suspended action have been taken. Rest, if CBI, as and when they tell us, my lord, something specific against them, or that they have been made accused, because investigation is very
Now,
wide.
who are the 5 doctors in RG Corps whom you have suspended?
Who are the 5 persons? I'm sorry.
The recommendation is with the head of the postmortem is supposed to be the head of the threat culture.
Sir, there are many more than that.
And it's
My lord,
not
we
just in
are
RG.
willing to share the names with the state of West Bengal. And my lord, if they are not suspended, they can at least be asked to proceed on leave during this pendency of the CBI inquiry. Because my lord, otherwise we'll be told again and again, you're protesting, you're not going back to work. My lord, it's been a big effort convincing them to go back to work. We've succeeded and they have gone back to work. But the reason I'm raising this issue is, my lord, I don't want to come back to the court and say it's happening all over again. So let them just go on leave. I will give the names.
Please
my
give
lord.
the names to
That-
the
yeah,
CBI.
No,
And I will give
Learned
the names
judge-
as well, my lord.
Chief Justice is saying it's for the state.
Mr. Saidi?
Please, my application 213387 is specifically on this issue on behalf of doctors working across the state of West Bengal, where we have named specific individuals who are involved as part of the so-called mafia, syndicate, nexus, whatever my lord seems to call it. But this is the specific issue that we have identified, that the underlying motivation and the interstate nexus, not intrastate nexus, which is singularly responsible for what has ultimately happened, needs to be investigated. We have identified individuals in our application. That is the application number 213387.
Now,
So we will share
presently,
those
we are looking,
details.
right. Presently, we are looking at 2 aspects of RG Corps.
Please.
One, the actual incident which took place,
Please.
and the issue of financial irregularities.
Because this goes beyond our.
Now,